Well, hello YouTube. This video is going to be, I don't know, how about happy birthday to me? So, I have some schemes and plans. Um, I'm hoping, trying to think positive thoughts about something I'm trying to obtain. I really can't say because I can't say. It's an auction for something that I'm hoping that would be very helpful for the outdoor music thing, the remote jams. It's such a, like, I can't tell you how much I just cringe about a lot of this stuff. Like, the fact that I'm a guitar player just makes my skin crawl. And it's not, it's because I'm missing these two. And then when I see what it means to be a guitar player, that like you have to wear this uniform, you know what I mean, like just a certain way that these people act, and it's not the good guitar players, it's not the talented guitar players, it's the bozos. It's these guys out there that have three pictures of themselves at an open mic that they keep putting Merry Christmas badges on, and that one a woman will go, "Oh, you're so sexy," and say this comment, and like they've got like a leather jacket and like all these earrings and like the facial hair thing and just like all of these accessories, and like the picture, like nobody's on the drum kit, like it was either an open mic or he just sat down and grabbed somebody's guitar. These are the types of people that make me just cringe. The fact that, and I am such an unbelievably negative person. Like the thing with me is, I came up in a family of smart people who were kind of crazy, kind of like really. They kind of thought that their way was the only way, and they're really close-minded, really smart, successful people. And my older brother is completely out of his mind. Complete. He's gone. He is gone. Um, I've tried to learn like how not to be. I am on a mission to try to be open-minded, to try to put myself in other people's shoes, and just be less of a, like, I only see things from my viewpoint and to serve myself. That's like my mission. And apparently I've completely failed. And I'm not good. I'm a selfish, horrible person. Um, aren't I? So I'm looking at, we got this an e. You know what an e-bike is? It's a, you don't pedal it. You push a button. It's an electronic bicycle. We got an e-bike battery, which is, it's like a thing. You slide it on the book rack. They used to call it a book rack. It would be on the back tire, and you would put your books on it. Back when that was a thing, books. Remember those? No, you don't. You remember iPhone 6. So this battery is more than likely, if you open it up, it's probably just a bunch of. Do I have to keep showing off 18650s? Probably just an 18650. I'm charging one right now. Uh, and it's 48 volts. So to power the 24 volt amp board that we're using now is 24. I use a large transformer. So if I'm going to upgrade the amp board, I'm going to want to get an amp that takes 48 volts rather than 32 or 36. Because, I mean, I could run 3 sealed lead acid batteries, or I could run 4 and get 48 volts, or this big boy, the lithium ion. Because see, the sealed lead acid batteries are going to dry up. Those are going to go away, and they're like $20. This bicycle battery is going to last a long time. So that's going to be what we're going to want to use, and I'm kind of feeling like it wouldn't hurt to get a little bit more power. I really feel that way. I gotta see what my speakers are rated at, if they could handle this boost in power. And there's also, getting it and just not opening it up, keeping it lower. Like, yeah, maybe I'm overrated a little on my amp, but if I'm running it low and having just a lot of headroom, no harm, no foul. And then that way I'm not stepping down my 48 volt battery and wasting that electricity to perform that step down. So I want to get, I would like to get a better mixing board. I need a better mic. The mic that we're using has developed an issue where one channel of the sound is way quieter than the other. So the first thing I have to do is bring the level up of the one and bring the level of the other one down. This last time we went out, I had the mic down in front of the bass bin and the guitar, the 12-inch speaker. The satellites have the drum loop on it with the high end. The low end of that drum loop is coming out of the bass bin. So the only thing that really ended up on the tape is, on the video, is the bass, all the low end of the sequence or the backing tracks, and then my guitar. And you don't hear the Zoom G3, which has all the custom patches, which is the main tone of the guitar. That other amp is just supposed to have the attack and a little bit of a clean tone. So I'm mixing in the sequence to make these sound good. I'm balancing the levels, then mixing a little bit of the sequence. And ideally, there's a little battery, a CR2 battery in this mic. It's a plastic mic. It's a piece of crap mic. So that mic, to replace that, is $12. The board that I want to get, there's a the 36 volt board is like $36, but then I would need to get a transformer. Those are $15 to $25. There's another board that's 48 volts that's like $50. So 12, 50, and maybe another 50 for a board. This board. So yeah. If it happens, I'll let you guys know right away. Anyway, like I'm talking about, I would get maybe $50 of birthday money scrounged together. I've got 20 right now. The landlord paid me back for work that I did. So I've got 20, so I should probably, maybe I'll get another 25, I think. And if my mom sends me some money, and she probably will, I might end up with 75 total. Well, 90. Yeah, we would have to put in another 20 out of our money, and I could do all of this now. If I get enough. And I would like to get all this stuff here and be able to use it this season. So hopefully that upgrade will happen. It's like there's so much new stuff going on. I've got that analog amp, the wet dry wet rig. The wet rig's super complicated with this stupid Moore Ocean machine I'm using. It's such a pain in the ass. So yeah, that's my scheme, my plans to bring you better content. And it would be really nice if I had a what do you call that, PayPal or a patron, and I could say, hey, you guys like this stuff? Hit me up with $10. You know, I'm not begging, but you like the stuff. I'll mail you CD copies of a box set of my music, something like that. Some kind of deal where you're getting a little something. You could get my back catalog, and then I would get money, which would go right into bringing you a much better end product as far as these remote jams. God, I hate being. I cannot tell you how much I hate being a guitar player. Like ever since grunge happened, and the like, dude, I need a ride to the methadone clinic because my girlfriend lost her job at the pizza place. You know, like the whole, like, just the, I don't know. The guitar player became a bad meme. Like all that, like that whole thing. I don't know. I wish I could have been born into another like alternate reality where rock and roll you wore like just like athletic, like clothes that breathe, you know? Like that was the rock and roll thing. It's like just some loose fitting like stuff with holes, like the breathable sport athletic, you know. And speaking of sports and athletes, since I'm so unbelievably out of shape, I went, and I know I'm being unbelievably mean to everyone in the comments section, and I beg you for forgiveness. Please don't leave. And that whole thing about asking for money, that's not going to happen. I'll make this happen myself through whatever I get gifted birthday and Christmas, and doing a little work is going to turn around and go on its equipment. And whether or not I get that board or not, God, I hope I do. I hope I get this board. I hope. I can't talk about it, but there's something really special. So just come along with me. Send the good vibes. Petey's birthday. He wants this thing. Let him win the auction. God, please. Please, Lord. And I've had like horrible luck. Like every bad thing that could happen to me has been happening to me. I don't know what I did. I did something. I talk about my family, about how like they were these smart, successful people. It was really bad what I went through coming up. Okay. And I don't want to go, oh, poor me. So many people had it worse. And like I realized I was spoiled. We were middle class, you know. But the abuse that I went through, the physical, psychological stuff from my dad was really bad. Getting punched in the face all the time, just getting beaten. He beat all of us, and we lived in horrible fear. And I had an older brother who took advantage of that, who really abused me. Really, really. I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to go on. I've tried to move on in my life and have my own family, you know, and I do. And I've really tried to forgive that guy. He's still up to his tricks. Now he's gotten into gambling. I guess he stopped breathing. He died. He overdosed at the casino. And then, like, unbelievably flipped out on all the people who tried to help him. Was a horrible dick to the doctor who saved his life. And then he called me up and asked me to go to the casino with him and spend the night, some hotel, some out of state thing. And I'm like, what? Like, so I can catch you when you when you keel over at the. I don't know. I told him, like, dude, I promised myself some things when I was like 16. And it was like, I'm never going to stick a needle in my arm to get high. I'm never going to gamble. And I never have. I've never played the lottery ticket, nothing. And why would I want to set foot in a casino when I see, like, they built these pyramids and shit? Like, they didn't, like, that's all money that people lost. Those hotels, that's, like, you don't win. He's telling me, like, I win a lot of money. Like, do you? And then you lose it all. Like, that's how that works, right? I mean, anyway, not to focus on all the negative. The idea behind this birthday video is so I don't have to act. I can come on here and I can talk to you like we're friends. So if you want to get to know me more, keep watching. If you can't stand how smarmy and cocky I am and full of myself and all the other things that I've been accused of. I went through and cleaned out the comments section. It was all the stuff that had been held by YouTube. And boy, there was a lot of venom, a lot of poison in there. There's a lot of people out there who do not like me. No, they don't like me. And apparently, I'm fat. I'm big and fat. And I want to address that. I was always a skinny guy. I was 185. Hey, Gumpty. Honey. I was 185 for the longest time. Then I went up to 2.25. And that was my whole life. I was, I'm 6 feet tall. I come from, like, my dad was morbidly obese. He was 400 or 500 pounds. Gumpty. Honey.
Yeah.
I need a refill. And I'm on camera here, so maybe make it a double. So, I come from this family of large people. I've got one brother who's really fit and prides himself on that. And then another brother who is big. And he went through a thing where he stopped drinking Coca-Cola. He loves Coca-Cola. Now, my younger brother, I got to let you know, he is a saint. He doesn't, he's never had a cigarette or drinking or drugs, none of that stuff. He is actually works with inner city kids. He's an associate pastor, and he runs a hockey camp in the church. It's not a camp where he's there fondling the kids. I know it sounds really bad, but it's just a week where they play hockey. And it's, he, like, does this ministry with the kids where he teaches them how to play sports without trash talking each other. And it's a whole thing of trying to get through to these kids and making the church thing fun for them. Because he loves hockey. That's his thing. Hockey. And, like, his son just went to Italy and they won. They swept the deaf Olympics. He has deaf children, and they completely kicked butt. And my nephew did really good. He kicked some ass. I guess he was on a losing streak, and then, like, the last couple of games here, he came through. Anyway, that's my younger brother, and he's had weight. He's big. He did this diet thing and slimmed down. Anyway, I herniated these discs in 2006. I hurt my back. And of course, I take all this flack for that because I'm not working. I get people attacking me. I made a video one time where I was upset and I said, yeah, I don't work. My wife works. Well, we're married to death do us part. I was put on a doctor's order that I can't work. Okay? That's what the doctor said. I have 2 herniated discs. I have chronic pain. and it's bad. Okay, when I do one of these things where I'm sitting on the stool playing guitar, I can't walk for 3 days. I need a cane to get out of bed the next day. And that's just herniated discs. The way that my discs are herniated, it's not good. It's unbelievable pain, and it changed every aspect of my life. I cannot tell you how much my life has changed and how much it sucks to be kicked to the curb by life and then have everyone just kind of treat me like I'm faking, you know. A lot of people, my family, her family. I'm not here to whine and complain. I have to be honest with you. I was not this fat. I hurt my back. Of course, I'm putting on weight. I got rid of the cigarettes. I vaped for a year. I quit drinking beer. I used to be a beer alcoholic. And, well, I don't want to put it that way. I used to love to drink beer. And there were plenty of times where I had too much. I've been weeding out the bad habits. Like back when I came up, reefer people just smoked pot. It was a normal thing. It wasn't a big deal. And of course now it's legal and I don't smoke it, or I don't miss it, you know. But like I said, as I get older, you kind of change. You kind of grow up. You put a lot of these bad habits down because it's not good for you and it's expensive. So going along, 2016 comes up, David Bowie dies. February 10th, I laid down, closed my eyes, and it felt like I fell down a pit. It felt like I was spinning down into a bottomless pit in my mind. That's what I felt. And it really scared me. I didn't sleep and I felt horrible. The next day, by the next morning, it felt like I had taken acid, like I was tripping. And it was like a horrible bad trip. What it was, it lasted for a quarter of a year. And it was a severe reaction to testosterone replacement therapy. Okay. This was this medicine. I was at this pain clinic, this fancy place. 1 Miracle Mile is the address, downtown Chicago. And I never wanted to go there. They made me go to this place. The doctors made me go to this place. I had been there for like 10 years going to this place. And maybe 8. And the doctor's like, we're going to put you on this testosterone. We're going to test you because you're probably low. And he's like, if you don't take care of this now, you're going to have problems later. And he's the director of the pain clinic. What am I going to say to him? No. So I went on this stuff, and it made my body completely stop making all hormones and all brain chemistry. Like I didn't have any endorphins, all that stuff that goes in between. I was like Walking Dead. And it was so unbelievably bad. It felt like I had been, like somebody had dosed me every day. And the symptoms were, I couldn't eat. I had cramping diarrhea. I couldn't sleep. I was up for 4 and 5 days at a crack. I had horrible chest pains, and like I couldn't breathe, and like I was going to have a heart attack every time I would lay down. And I had what's called fear of impending doom, which is like you're just terrified. Like you have no idea why you're so scared. You're in flight or fight. Like I was just pants shitting, flipping out and jonesing for no reason. Like my glasses, seeing the rims of my glasses would trigger a major, like I would have to take my glasses off and just start pacing around, and I would be rocking and on the verge of tears all the time. I cannot tell you how horrible it was. Okay. Got into a fight with the endocrinologist. Well, I supposedly raised my voice because the endocrinologist, who was supposedly the answer, who was going to help me, told me that it wasn't. It had nothing to do with the testosterone replacement therapy, and this just happens. And I'm like, no, this is the testosterone replacement therapy. I've read about it on the internet. Certain people have this reaction to this. And she's all, I've prescribed it thousands of times. Anyway, long story short, the only thing that gave me any relief was benzodiazepine, which is Xanax. And they can't give me that because I'm on morphine. That's what I take for my back. And if you take opiate or painkiller and then you start taking Xanax, you're going to pull a little fen or little bleak or little beak, whatever that rapper that died. You can't do that. So some doctors were like, I would go to these women and they would give me the benzos, and then my pain clinic guy freaked out because I got my records from there. I bailed out of that place. I never said goodbye. I went to another pain clinic. After a quarter of a year, I called up the local the health clinic, and I was like, I'm at my end of my rope. Like, I mean, I wasn't sleeping for 5 days at a crack. I cannot tell you how bad this was. It was like a bad acid trip with a PCP overdose with a crack cocaine come down. And then you had all this other weird shit about like unbelievable cramping diarrhea. You can't eat. Like every symptom in the book, ringing in the ears, you lay down and you can't breathe. It was demonic. It was like the devil was trying to get me to jump off of a bridge. Because I could not get any relief from it. It was so bad. And the way I felt. So, yeah, I went on Facebook and I was like, I'm really having a hard time. I asked a couple people to call me. Nobody. So I dumped like 200 of my Facebook friends. And then some of them came back. They're like, hey, what's up? We're not friends. And I was like, yeah, because I asked you to call me when I was ready to jump off of a fucking bridge. And you never answered back. And they were like, oh, I didn't see your message or something. I'm like, yeah, whatever, I know you got me blocked because I just keep posting music videos and that irritates everyone. But, I'm sorry I don't go to a fancy restaurant and take a picture of my plate or a hotel and take a picture of the hotel room. I can't be like everybody else. It's my bad. So they put me on Paxil. They gave me this little blondie to talk to, this pretty blonde psychologist. Talk to her. You'll feel better. I'm like, well, not really. I've got a pretty wife that I can talk to. That's not helping me any to talk. Something's really wrong here. So they put me on Paxil over there, and Paxil made me balloon. Next thing you know, they're like, you're diabetic. And this has happened to a bunch of people. They, for whatever thing, they're having panic attacks. This is a new thing. People get these panic attacks. That's not what I had. I had acute anxiety. A panic attack, that means it ends and you get a break. The acute anxiety is it doesn't go away. That's what I had. And I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. So I've had... It hasn't been good for me. My life has been really horrible. Especially recently, the stuff I've gone through. I mean, I always suffered. I had chronic gout. I used to constantly break out. My whole body would break out in poison ivy over half of my body. I always suffered. I always had something in my life that was just intense pain, like gout in my knees, going the size of a softball, then the thing with the back. I was free for a couple years in between when the gout went away and when before I hurt my back. But this thing that I went through in 2016, since then, I've been like, when I tried to stop, I ballooned from the Paxil and I tried to stop taking that. And I couldn't. Every time I would get 3 days in from not taking it, I would feel like I was having a panic attack again. Like I was either on the verge of it, or I knew if I went to sleep, it was going to be one of those if when I closed my eyes, it falling down the tunnel again. Oh, vertigo. That was another one. When you wake up and your heart's going, and you're spinning. And it's like this death when you're coming out of the light, coming to consciousness with this horrible fear. Like that. I've been through some shit that makes that Pink Floyd The Wall makes it looks like a fucking Disney, like Mighty Ducks. The shit that I went through, the real psychological fucking shit that I suffered. That's when I made Acid Casualties. I was still fucked up when I made that. And people are like, you know, I see what you were trying to do, but you were all wrong about, like, oh my God. Do you know how fucking sick I was? You know how unbelievably sad and heartbroken, like, how my soul was, ever since then, my soul's like shattered. And it's come back. It came back when they put me on medicine. You're diabetic, take this medicine. And it triggered the fucking acute anxiety. And then it happened again with gout medicine. Because I stopped taking everything when this happened. I didn't know what it was. And to be sure, I stopped taking everything except for the morphine. So, I'm trying to get off this Paxil because I'm going to keep putting on more and more weight. And let's just say that I microdosed DMT for 2 months. And that's how I got off of the Paxil. And I was unbelievably happy when I went through the DMT experiences. I smoked at one time full strength, and I saw a hieroglyph in all of the molecules. And then I looked at my hand, and it was massive in my hand, and my hand started dissolving. And I got so scared. I wasn't ready, and I wasn't clean. You can't have any drug in your system when you smoke full strength DMT. It's a jealous mistress. You got to be clean. You're not even supposed to eat. You got to meditate. And I didn't do any of that. I pop in my regular pain pills, and I just shut the lights off, put some King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard on, beginner's luck, and I took a hit, a huge hit, and holy cow, I was terrified. It's like dying. That's what it feels like. So I'm off of the Paxil. I can barely walk. And I am fat. I'm the first one to admit it. I know. I look at myself. I see myself in the videos from 2015, and I'm all gaunt. And I'm not. I weigh 225, but I don't weigh like almost 300 like I do now. So to all of the people who keep coming in and telling me I'm fat, calling me fat, saying shit about the fact that I need a bra, all of that stuff, I know I'm fat. Believe me, I know I'm fat, and it's no excuse to tell you what happened, but being in the position I'm in where it's really, really hard for me to even recline, I'm in so much pain. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna be fat. Unless I start taking some kind of speed, because I went on a whole fucking diet. I cut out all the carbs, cut out all the French fries, just ate nothing but hard-boiled egg and grapefruit juice, and that was a year of that, and I gained weight. I gained like 5 pounds. So it is what it is, and I'm not tripping. I'm 280, 270, 275. It's like I'm 6 foot tall. Like, yeah, I'm fat. Okay? But I'm not 450. I'm not 475 like my dad. And I don't know how much my little brother ever weighed, but I'm nowhere near him. And that's no jab at him. He's just naturally built like that. So it's, to me, go ahead and call me fat. call me fat. Does it really bother me? Well, it kind of does in a sense because I didn't really go out and like hork down to get this way. It was this medication that did it to me. And now getting rid of it is going to be really, really hard for me to do. And like, it does bother me. It does, because I was never like this. For so many years, I wasn't. And if you go back and look at the video, you'll see. You'll see what I'm saying. Anything before 2016 that I'm not this big. So, thanks for letting me know. I understand that it's the internet and that you can't be thin-skinned and you're just supposed to ignore the comments and never answer back. You're supposed to be Mr. Cool, right? Not answer your comment section. Well, you know, I'm here on this sofa most of the time. This is where I'm at. I'm sitting here because I can't walk around. I can't work. I'm sitting here. So I got time to answer the comments section. You know, the people are like, oh man, he's crazy. He typed so much. Well, I'm not crazy. It's just old fashioned. Like how you used to write a letter to somebody. You'd write a letter. It'd be like 3 pages long. If you cared about them, you know, it'd be double. That's how I was. I always had something to say. So anyway, happy birthday to me. Now you know why I'm fat. You know a little bit more about me. I'm hoping, like, my whole thing is I love my wife. I love my cat. I really love Kita, Mr. Bobitas. Where is the little bastard? I wish he was here so I could show him to you. He's so cute. And I love making music, so I'm not going to quit doing that. It's only going to get better. I can't apologize for being thin-skinned or having a temper or anything like that. I am who I am, and I've been through a lot of psychological programming to make me who I am. And if that's like not being able to take somebody telling me something that I interpret as they're trying to put themselves above me in any way, shape, or form, then that's what it is. Because I don't like people coming to me saying, hey, I'm up here and I'm telling you something about what you're doing. No, because I don't do that. I don't ever do that. And it can be an innocent, just a suggestion. Oh, hey, why don't you do this? No, I'm good. You know, I kind of know what I'm doing. I'm like old, you know. I've been around a little bit. I can handle it from here. And people telling me that I need to get a microphone or I need to sing or like any advice on the music is only going to make me see red. It's just who I am. I'm sorry. When you join the Two Finger Club and you've written around 500 songs, maybe I'll be able to hear you. But that's just really kind of nobody's business, you know. I don't make music. I don't think about you when I'm writing. You know what I mean? I'm not thinking about anybody. I'm doing what I can do within those parameters of being missing these 2 fingers to play the thing. And that's between me and the fretboard. So, all right, you guys, I know this was a long one. If you watched it, great. Happy birthday to me. I thank you guys so much for the comments and being my friends, the people who have been nice to me. Thank you so much. Please understand, I'm coming off of a massive attack of people trying to get to me through the comment section and the thumb up and thumb down thing. And that went on for years. Anytime I ever uploaded anything, immediately was getting thumb down. And people talking about me in other places. There's a lot of drama about me and about this channel. So if you're kind of new here and you never saw any of that, or You haven't seen a bunch of the negative stuff because it's all been held. Please understand, I'm not like this unbelievably hypersensitive guy. I am thin-skinned about certain things, and I'll be the first one to admit it. But those certain things are things that are rude that I would never say in someone's comment section. There's a way that you behave, and it falls under two simple words that I like to say: be nice. All right, you guys, I love you. I really do. Peace.